In this world, many children grow up with comfort and security. But some children face life much earlier. Some children learn very young that life can be hard. Very hard, sometimes painfully hard. This story begins in a small village, quiet and forgotten. A place where life was simple, but never easy for the people who lived there. In that village lived a young boy, quiet and thoughtful. A boy with simple clothes, worn by time, and empty pockets. But inside his heart lived a dream, strong and unbreakable. Many days were difficult for his family, very difficult. Sometimes food was scarce, the table was almost empty, and hope felt small. Yet the boy refused with all his heart to lose courage. While other children played, laughed in the streets, he worked. While others slept peacefully, dreaming simple dreams, he thought about the future. He believed deeply, with quiet faith, that hard work could change his life. He believed patience, day after day, could open new doors. And he believed dreams, even small dreams, could grow in poverty. In this story, we will discover his struggles and his silent battles. We will see his courage, standing strong, in the face of difficulty. We will see how determination, step by step, helped him move forward. And in the end, we will discover something powerful, something unforgettable. A simple truth, quiet but strong, that can change a life. Because sometimes the poorest child, with nothing in his hands, becomes the strongest man through hard work and courage. This is the inspiring story of the hardworking boy.
In a small village, a young boy lived with big dreams. His name was Alan, simple and strong. From the first days of his life, he faced many difficulties, very hard days. The house was small, the walls thin, and the roof old. His clothes were worn, patched many times, but his spirit was unbroken. Every morning, before the sun rose, he was already awake, helping his parents. Though he was small, his hands were strong, ready to work hard. He was quiet, but thoughtful, always observing and learning. Even as a child, he dreamed of a better life, bigger than the hills around him. Inside his heart lived hope, courage, and a fire that could not be put out. He was poor, but rich in determination and in the desire to succeed. Alan lived with his mother, Maria, a gentle and strong woman who never gave up. Their home was in a small village called Riverview, where the streets were narrow and the houses simple. Alan's father, Joseph, had passed away when Alan was very young, leaving Maria alone to face life's hardships. From the very first day, life was difficult, and challenges came every morning. Maria worked hard, cooking, cleaning, and taking care of Alan with all her heart. Money was always scarce, yet she gave everything she had to support her son. Even when tired, Maria never stopped encouraging him to dream and study. The boy remembered the small house, the worn furniture, and his mother's quiet voice, telling him, "One day you will succeed." Every morning, after helping his mother, Alan went to school, carrying hope in his heart, just like he dreamed in his childhood. The struggles at home strengthened him, connecting directly to the courage we saw in the boy from the first chapter. Even though life at home was hard, Alan never lost his curiosity or his desire to learn. Maria always told him, "Education will give you wings, even when your feet cannot fly." Every day at school, Alan paid attention to every lesson, every word, every teacher's advice. He loved reading, even when the books were few or old, with torn pages. Numbers, letters, and stories all fascinated him, filling his mind with dreams bigger than his village. When he returned home, he would teach himself, practicing what he had learned in the quiet evenings with only a small lamp for light. Even tired from helping his mother and doing chores, he always found time to read, to write, and to learn something new. His teachers noticed him. They saw a boy full of determination, a boy who never gave up, no matter how small or poor he was. Alan dreamed not only of reading, but also of achieving something greater, to make his mother proud and to honor his father's memory. He knew that knowledge, even small knowledge, was a treasure that no poverty could take away, a gift that could change his life forever. Every lesson, every word learned, made him stronger and more confident, ready to face the world outside his small village.
After school, Alan never rested. He went straight home, ready to help his mother. Maria smiled, seeing her son work so hard, proud of his dedication. He carried water, swept the floors, and tended the small garden without complaining. Even when his body ached, Alan kept working because he knew every effort mattered, every small task was important. He remembered the lesson list in school and applied them at home, measuring, counting, and organizing, learning while helping. Sometimes he went to the market, helping his mother sell small goods, learning patience and responsibility at the same time. At night, after a long day of work and study, he still found time to read and write, keeping his dreams alive. Maria often whispered, "Your hands are small, but your heart is big. Never stop dreaming, my son." Through every chore, Alan grew stronger, learning that helping his family was part of becoming a better person and achieving his dreams. This daily life, full of work and learning, built the boy we already saw, the boy who loved education, the boy who would never give up. After helping his mother, Alan faced another set of challenges, waiting for him every day. The roads to school were long, uneven, and sometimes dangerous, yet he walked them with determination. Sometimes he had no books, other days no food, but he never complained, never gave up hope. Cold mornings, rainy afternoons, and tired legs could not stop him. He kept going. At home, chores still awaited, sweeping, carrying water, helping in the garden, before he could begin his homework. Even when he felt hungry, he remembered his mother's words and his father's memory, keeping his spirit strong. His friends played outside, laughed and rested, while Alan focused on learning, finishing tasks, and growing stronger. Every challenge taught him patience, resilience, and the value of effort, shaping the boy into someone who could face anything. Each day, small struggles built his character, made him braver, more determined, and wiser than before. Through these daily challenges, Alan understood a simple truth, that hard work and perseverance are the keys to success. Through these daily challenges, Alan slowly built a strong discipline that guided his life. He understood something important. Success does not come suddenly. It grows through patience and effort. Every morning, he woke up before sunrise, preparing his mind for the long day ahead. He organized his time carefully, balancing schoolwork, household chores, and personal study. Even when he felt exhausted, he refused to quit, reminding himself of the dreams in his heart. Step by step, day after day, he trained his mind to stay focused, no matter how difficult life became. Discipline became his quiet strength, while determination became his faithful companion. Whenever doubt appeared, he pushed it away, choosing courage instead of fear. He knew that every small effort, every page read, every task completed brought him closer to a better future. Slowly, the boy who once struggled with daily hardships was becoming stronger, wiser, and more determined than ever. This growing discipline prepared him for the next challenges,
the moments when others would begin to doubt him. As Alan grew stronger and more disciplined, not everyone believed in his dreams. Some people in the village looked at his worn clothes and quietly shook their heads. They whispered among themselves, saying that his dreams were too big for a boy from such a small place. A few even laughed when they saw him studying late while others were resting. To them, success belonged to the rich, not to a boy like Alan. Their words were cold, sometimes painful, like sharp stones on a long road. But Alan listened in silence, holding his dreams tightly in his heart. Instead of anger, he chose determination, turning their doubts into strength. Every doubt he heard became another reason to study harder and move forward. Slowly, those difficult moments strengthened his spirit and prepared him for something unexpected. Because soon, someone would appear, someone who would see his true potential. One day at school, someone finally noticed Alan's effort and his quiet determination. It was his teacher, Mr. Daniel, a wise man with kind eyes. He often watched Alan in class, seeing how carefully he listened and how seriously he worked. Unlike many others, the teacher did not see a poor boy. He saw great potential. One afternoon after class, he gently called Alan and asked about his dreams. Alan spoke quietly, but his words were filled with hope and courage. Mr. Daniel smiled, recognizing the strength hidden inside the young boy. He placed a hand on Alan's shoulder and spoke with calm confidence. Never stop learning, never stop believing. Your future can be brighter than you imagine. Those simple words filled Alan's heart with new energy and deeper confidence. From that moment, he felt less alone, knowing that someone truly believed in him. And sometimes, one voice of encouragement is enough to change a life forever. After that day, Alan worked even harder, determined to honor his teacher's encouragement. Mr. Daniel continued to observe him, impressed by his discipline and his constant effort. One morning at school, the teacher shared important news with the class. A special scholarship program had opened in the city for talented students. The opportunity was rare, and only a few students would be able to apply. Mr. Daniel immediately thought of Alan, remembering his dedication and his remarkable progress. After class, he called Alan again and explained the opportunity to him. Alan listened carefully, his heart beating fast, filled with hope and disbelief. For the first time, a real door seemed to open toward a brighter future. With courage in his heart and determination in his mind, Alan decided to try. Because sometimes one opportunity can change the direction of an entire life. After applying for the scholarship, Alan waited patiently, hoping for good news. Days passed slowly, each moment filled with expectation and quiet prayers. Then, one bright morning, a letter finally arrived at their small house. Maria opened it carefully, her hands trembling with nervous hope. Inside the letter were the words that changed everything. Alan had been selected. For a moment, the room fell silent, filled with shock and joy. Tears filled Maria's eyes as she hugged her son tightly, proud beyond words. All the long nights, the hard work, and the sacrifices had finally paid off. The poor boy from the small village had earned a chance to build a brighter future. His journey was not over, but a new chapter, full of possibilities, had just begun. And in that moment, Alan understood something powerful. Hard work truly changes lives. After achieving his dreams, Alan did not forget where he came from. He returned to his village, carrying knowledge, hope, and a heart full of generosity. He helped his mother, giving her comfort and a better life after years of sacrifice. But he did not stop there. He reached out to other children who were struggling like he once did. Alan shared books, school supplies, and his own time, teaching them to read and write. He encouraged them, telling stories of his journey, how determination and patience can change everything. Many children listened carefully, eyes wide with hope, dreaming of brighter futures. The village slowly changed, inspired by Alan's generosity, courage, and hard work. Even small acts of kindness made a big difference, spreading hope from house to house. Alan understood that success is not just personal, it grows when shared, helping others rise. Through helping others, he felt joy, fulfillment, and a sense of purpose deeper than he had ever known. Alan's journey shows us that life is never easy, but courage and determination can change everything. After his success, he built a small library in his village so other children could learn. He started a scholarship fund, helping talented students just like he once was. Alan became a mentor, guiding young boys and girls, showing them the power of hard work and patience. He traveled to the city and beyond, speaking about education, sharing his story, inspiring thousands of others. Even after achieving much, he never forgot his mother, his village, and the teacher who believed in him. Through every challenge, every opportunity, Alan proved that determination, discipline, and generosity create real success. His life reminds us that dreams grow even in poverty, hope shines even in darkness, and one person's courage can lift an entire community. Remember, small acts of kindness, consistent effort, and never giving up are the keys to a meaningful life. Alan's story teaches that true greatness is not only reaching your dreams, but helping others achieve theirs, spreading love, wisdom, and hope wherever you go. If you enjoyed Alan's story and felt inspired by his journey, don't forget to support this work. Subscribe to the channel so you can follow more stories like this and never miss an inspiring moment. Like the video to show your support and encourage us to keep creating. Share it with friends and family so that more people can learn, grow, and be motivated. Every click, like, and share helps this work reach more hearts and spread hope and inspiration. Together, we can help more stories like Alan's touch lives and create positive change.